What if I told you it's not the big problems ruining your peace? It's the small, stupid ones. The slow internet, the late reply, the wrong tone, the tiny mistake, and somehow your whole mood is gone. Today, we fix that. Welcome to the growth dose. Anger is not loud because the situation is big. It is loud because your mind is undisciplined. Most people think they have an anger problem, but the truth is deeper. You don't get angry at stupid things. You get angry because you expect the world to behave the way you want, and when it doesn't, your ego reacts. This video is not about suppressing anger. It is about outgrowing it. Let's begin. Understand that it's never about the thing. You are not truly angry because someone chewed loudly. You are not truly angry because traffic was slow. You are not truly angry because someone interrupted you. These are only surface triggers. Small external events rarely carry enough weight on their own to create intense emotion. The real reaction comes from something deeper. Maybe you feel disrespected. Maybe you feel ignored. Maybe you feel like you are losing control. The outside event touches an internal insecurity, frustration, or unresolved issue. That is why the reaction feels bigger than the situation itself. Small events trigger big emotions only when there is an inner weakness attached to them. Two people can experience the exact same situation and respond completely differently. One stays calm, the other reacts strongly. The difference is not the event. The difference is the internal state. When you fix what is happening inside you, the outside begins to lose its power. When you build self-control, small inconveniences stay small. When you strengthen your mindset, minor disrespect does not shake your identity. Emotional maturity is not about controlling the world. It is about understanding yourself. The moment you realize it is rarely about the thing itself, you stop blaming circumstances and start improving your inner stability. And that is where real strength begins. Stop expecting perfection from imperfect humans. People will be late. People will misunderstand you. People will make mistakes. Not because they want to hurt you, not because they are careless every time, but because they are human, and humans are flawed by nature. Your frustration often does not come from what happened. It comes from the expectation that it should not have happened. You expected punctuality. You expected clarity. You expected maturity. When reality does not match your expectation, irritation appears. But ask yourself honestly, are you perfect? Do you never misjudge, forget, delay, or react emotionally? Just as you have weak moments, so does everyone else. When you demand perfection from imperfect humans, you guarantee disappointment. Acceptance does not mean tolerating disrespect or lowering standards. It means understanding human nature. It means realizing that mistakes are normal, miscommunication is common, and growth is gradual. When you accept this, your emotional reactions soften. The moment you normalize imperfection, your irritation drops. You stop taking every mistake personally. You stop interpreting every flaw as an attack. You respond with patience instead of anger. Peace begins where perfection ends. When you release unrealistic expectations, you create space for understanding. And that space protects your energy more than anger ever could. Pause before you react. Anger is fast. It rises in seconds. It pushes you to speak quickly, to defend quickly, to attack quickly. Growth, however, is slow. It requires awareness. It requires control. It requires patience in moments when your emotions want immediate release. When something annoys you, do not speak immediately. Do not send the text immediately. Do not make a decision immediately.
Emotional reactions feel powerful in the moment, but they often create consequences that last much longer than the feeling itself. Instead, pause, breathe, count to 10 if you need to. Give your nervous system time to settle. That small space between trigger and response is where maturity lives. In that space, you move from reaction to choice. Most regret comes from moments we did not pause. Words said in anger, messages sent in frustration, decisions made in ego. A few seconds of patience can protect relationships, reputations, and self-respect. That brief moment of silence is often the difference between regret and respect. Ask, will this matter in 5 years? Most of the things you get angry about today won't even cross your mind next month. The delayed reply, the rude comment, the small inconvenience, they feel intense in the moment, but time quietly proves how small they really were. So ask yourself a powerful question. Will this matter in 5 years? If the honest answer is no, then why allow it to control 5 minutes of your peace today? Why let something temporary disturb your long-term focus? Emotions magnify the present moment. They make small issues feel urgent and dramatic, but perspective shrinks them. When you zoom out and look at your life from a wider lens, most daily frustrations lose their importance. Training your mind to think long-term changes how you respond. You stop reacting to every minor trigger. You stop defending your ego in every small disagreement. You begin protecting your energy for what truly matters, your growth, your purpose, your future. Small problems shrink when your vision expands. The bigger your goals, the smaller your distractions appear. Peace is not about having fewer problems. It is about having a stronger perspective. Control what you can. You cannot control traffic. You cannot control people's opinions. You cannot control how others behave. No matter how much you analyze, argue, or complain, these external factors will always remain partly outside your authority. But you can control your reaction. You can control your tone. You can control your patience. You can control the meaning you assign to what happens. That is where your real influence begins. Anger grows when you try to control the uncontrollable. The more you resist reality, the more frustrated you become. You exhaust yourself fighting situations that don't answer to you. This constant internal battle creates stress, not solutions. Strength grows when you master your response, when you pause before you react, when you choose calm over chaos, when you decide that your peace is more important than proving a point. That decision reflects maturity, not weakness. Your reaction is your real power. It shapes your character, your relationships, and your long-term results. You may not control the world around you, but when you control yourself, you control the direction of your life.
Check your ego. Sometimes you are not truly angry. You are offended. There is a difference. Anger can come from injustice, but offense often comes from ego. Someone corrected you. Someone disagreed with you. Someone failed to praise you. And instead of calmly processing it, something inside you felt attacked. Ego is subtle. It wants to be right. It wants to be admired. It wants to be validated. When those expectations are not met, it reacts defensively. You may justify it as frustration, but if you look deeper, it is often pride protecting itself. Ask yourself honestly, is this about truth or is this about my pride? Are you defending facts or are you defending your image? Are you seeking understanding or are you seeking victory? These questions require humility, but they create growth. Correction is not always disrespect. Disagreement is not always an attack. Silence is not always rejection. Sometimes it is simply perspective. The more secure you become in who you are, the less you need constant agreement from others. True confidence is quiet. It does not panic when challenged. It does not crumble when criticized. It listens, evaluates, and responds calmly. The more secure you become, the less small things disturb you, and that is a sign of real strength, not weakness. Build emotional discipline. You train your body in the gym. You push it through resistance so it becomes stronger. But do you train your emotions with the same intention, or do you let every trigger control your mood? Emotional discipline means choosing calm when chaos would be easier. It means lowering your voice when shouting feels powerful. It means walking away when your ego wants to win. It is not weakness, it is control. Anyone can react. Anyone can explode. Anyone can say words they regret. That requires no training. But staying composed when you feel provoked requires strength, real strength, the kind that is built quietly, moment by moment. Every time you control your anger, you build inner stability. You prove to yourself that you are not a slave to impulse. Every time you pause instead of reacting, you reinforce self-respect. But every time you explode without control, you weaken your authority over yourself. Emotional discipline is not about suppressing feelings. It is about directing them wisely. It is about responding with intention instead of reacting with instinct. Discipline is silent power. It does not need to be loud to be strong, and the more you practice it, the more unshakable you become. Fix your inner state. Most anger does not start with the situation. It starts with your condition. When you are already stressed, tired, overwhelmed, or mentally overloaded, even small inconveniences feel heavy. A minor comment feels like disrespect. A small delay feels like a major problem. You snap at small things because your emotional battery is low. Just like a phone on 1% reacts slowly and shuts down quickly, your mind does the same when it is drained. The issue is not always the trigger. It is the depletion behind it. That is why emotional strength begins with basic self-care. Sleep better so your mind can reset. Eat better so your body has stable energy. Spend time alone to clear mental noise. Reduce negativity from people, news, and environments that constantly drain you. These are not luxuries. They are maintenance for your mindset. When your inner state is stable, your reactions change naturally. You become less reactive, less defensive, less irritated. Calmness stops being forced and starts becoming normal. A chaotic lifestyle creates a chaotic mind, but a calm life creates a calm mind. And when your inner world is balanced, the outer world loses much of its power to disturb you. Replace reaction with curiosity. Instead of reacting instantly, pause and ask questions. Why did this bother me so much? Why did I feel attacked? What belief inside me was triggered? When you shift from reaction to reflection, you move from impulse to intelligence. Most anger is automatic. Something happens and you respond without examining what is really going on beneath the surface. But when you become curious about your own emotions, you interrupt that automatic pattern. You stop blaming the outside immediately and start investigating the inside. Maybe it bothered you because you felt disrespected. Maybe it triggered an old insecurity. Maybe it challenged how you see yourself. The situation is often smaller than the meaning you attach to it. Curiosity helps you separate the two. Curiosity creates awareness, and awareness kills unnecessary anger. The moment you understand the root of your reaction, it loses intensity. You gain clarity. You gain control. Self-awareness is real maturity. It is the ability to observe your emotions without being controlled by them. When you question your reactions instead of justifying them, you begin to grow beyond them. Decide the person you want to be. Do you want to be known as the person who loses control over small things, or the person who stays steady under pressure? The answer to that question shapes how you respond in everyday moments. Every small irritation is a test, not of your patience alone, but of your identity. It reveals who you believe you are.
Are you someone controlled by mood and circumstance, or someone guided by standards and self-control? Character is not built in dramatic moments. It is built in traffic, in disagreements, in delays, in minor inconveniences. The way you handle small frustrations determines how you will handle bigger challenges. When you clearly decide who you are becoming, your reactions begin to align with that decision. You stop asking, "How do I feel right now?" and start asking, "How would the person I want to be respond?" That shift changes everything. Once your identity becomes strong, small things stop defining you. They stop pulling you out of character. You no longer shrink to the level of irritation, you rise to the level of your standards. Let me ask you something honestly. Are you reacting to life, or are you rising above it? Are you letting every inconvenience control your mood, every opinion shake your confidence, every delay ruin your focus? Or are you choosing to respond with awareness, discipline, and strength? Reacting is automatic. It requires no effort. Rising requires intention. It requires self-control. It requires a clear decision about the kind of person you are becoming. Life will always test you. The question is not whether challenges will appear. The question is whether you will stay at the level of the trigger or elevate to the level of your standards. Because the moment you stop reacting emotionally and start responding consciously, you stop being controlled by life. You start leading it. Small things only control small minds. A growing mind chooses peace over pride. If you found value in this message, take a moment to support the journey. Like this video, follow, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your support helps this channel grow and allows me to bring you more powerful growth doses to strengthen your mindset and elevate your life.